For 2017, GTE title holders Beechdene AMR had a new spec Aston Martin, and there'd be tough competition from new Ferrari 488s, 2016 runner-up JMW with their old 458, and the Proton competition Porsche 911 RSR. In LMP3, there were 17 cars on the entry, 2 Normas and a host of Ligiers, promising cutthroat competition. 2016 champions United Autosports were back to defend their crown. LMP2 was all new, the cars all now boasting a 4-litre Gibson Technology V8 delivering around 600 horsepower, a 20% power increase. In addition, the new Oreca, Ligier and Dallara chassis also provided much more downforce. 2017 was set to be a cracker.
It's always nice to do your home race at the beginning of the year.
I love it, it's my home circuit. I'm only sort of 25 miles away from here.
It's great, I love Silverstone. It's like a home track for me, I've raced here a lot. I think the Maggots-Beckett's part of the circuit is the best. I think that's the same answer you get out of all the drivers.
Racing in the LMS around here is a dream come true.
Yeah, we just can't wait to get the season going, really.
"35 cars took the start for the 4 Hours of Silverstone, the opening race of the 2017 European Le Mans Series. Pole position, British driver Ben Hanley with a 21 Dragon Speed Oreca on the left, sharing the front row with Swiss driver Hugo de Sadeler in the 32 United Autosports Ligier. At the start, it was the Oreca that dominated from the centre of the track, taking the lead. De Sadeler hot on his heels. Trouble, an LMP3 car runs out wide. Simon Gachet in the Panis Barthez competition machine rejoins without drama. Hanley sets the pace ahead of a frantic LMP2 and LMP3 battle. As the pit stop window opens, the leader is in. Ben Hanley handing the 21 Dragon Speed car over to Henrik Hedman. The Swedish gentleman's job will be to try and stay in front as long as possible, but he spins. There's no damage, no contact, and he rejoins. But the lead has been lost. Leading the LMP3 class, the number 2 United Autosports machine, Sean Rahal, 12 seconds ahead of the number 3 sister car, driven by Wayne Boyd. The Leeds-based team dominated the 2016 race with a 1-2 and seem likely to repeat it in 2017. Henrik Hedman still holds third for Dragon Speed, but right behind, Enzo Gibert in the Graf machine slips inside Tocqueville's Nigel Moore for fourth. The Swedish gentleman driver is still in a podium spot, but they are queuing up behind to have a go. Ahead of them, the lead battle rages. In traffic, Anders Fjordbach in the high-class racing number 49 machine gets held up by a GTE Porsche and an LMP3 car. Exactly the chance that Richard Bradley needed. The Graf Racing driver spears alongside to take the lead from 28th place on the grid. The battle for second in GTE is in the pit lane. Ewan Hankey taking over the TF Sport Aston as Rob Smith leaves in the JMW Motorsport Ferrari. And their battle continues on track. Hankey sweeping around the outside in the Beckett's S's. The TF Sport Aston is going superbly at Silverstone, and on home soil it's not long before the British car has swept by 55, the Spirit of Race Ferrari, driven by Duncan Cameron. Ewan Hankey leads in GTE. Frank Martelli leads the race in the Graf number 40 machine, but Matt McMurray and Leo Russell in 22 G Drive are close on his tail. And the pressure pays off. Martelli can't hold on. McMurray opens the door and Russell scampers through. The Graf Racing entry goes from first to third in one corner. And the G-Drive machine is hungry for more. Leo Russell gets the slipstream down the pit straight, dives by McMurray for the lead. And though he drifts out wide, he stays in front. Trouble for the GTE leader. The TF Sport Aston Martin has collided with the 51 Ferrari at Copse Corner and is facing the wrong way. There's a surprise new leader in the GT class, Swiss Jolka Matthias, in the 3-year-old Proton competition Porsche. Not expected to be a factor here. There's drama at Dragon Speed. Ben Hanley pushed back into the garage. The car is stuck in third gear. Trouble 2 for Algarve Pro. Matt McMurray rolls to a halt from second. And that moves the 32 United Autosports car up into second spot. Will Owen currently at the wheel. United Autosports also leads in LMP3. John Fulp racing ahead with a 90-second lead in the number 2 car. Toyota protege Ryo Hirakawa leaves the pit lane as the race leader in the number 22 G-Drive Ligier. TF Sport is back in the lead of GTE with Ewan Hankey's Aston Martin ahead of the Proton Porsche and Ross Gunn in the Beechstein Aston in third. Ferrari struggling at Silverstone, 4th, 5th and 6th. Ryo Hirakawa is struggling too. The G-Drive machine has major tyre degradation. He's already lost 10 seconds of his lead to Felipe Albuquerque, who's closing fast. And as the United Autosports machine poises for the kill, the 21 Dragon Speed car of Nico Lapierre back out of the pits is between the race leaders. Albuquerque finds his way by, his target now close and vulnerable. The penultimate lap of the race, there is no time to lose, and the Portuguese sighs his way inside the Japanese driver immediately to grab the lead. United Autosports will claim LMP2 victory at home on their debut.
I mean, it's a dream because it's the first race of United Autosports in LMP2. Straight away with the win, it couldn't start better, but we need to stay realistic, stay calm, because the championship is long, but it's a dream start.
There are 3 different car manufacturers in the top 3 in LMP2. And it's a double win for United Autosports as the number 2 LMP3 machine wins its class with American duo John Fulp and Sean Rahal.
You know, United Autosports did a great job. John Fulp did amazing as well. You know, just really blessed. I mean, you look at the entire weekend and just the way it went, it's kind of picture perfect. It's one of those deals you just pray about, you know, and it happened, and just really blessed to be here.
Only the French team Ultimate prevented United Autosports claiming a 1-2 result. There was a home win in GTE as well with the TF Sport Aston Martin.
Yeah, it couldn't have gone any better. Graduation to GTE from the Michelin GT3 Le Mans Cup last year. It's kind of like the perfect way we can enter the championship, really. The car, Aston Martin, has been amazing. TF Sport, the team, has been amazing. My co-drivers, Sally and Nikki, unbelievable job.
The Ferraris failed to make it onto the podium as New Boys TF Sport lead the championship.
We are happy to be here in Monza, our home race. It's very special for an Italian driver to be here. You start dreaming here when you are young and now you are there to race, so it's something special.
You feel the atmosphere, you feel the history of the motorsport, of our sport.
Of the formation lap.
Graf Racing holds the LMP2 pole. Wayne Boyd on pole in LMP3 for United Autosports as Aaron Scott heads up the GTE field for Spirit of Race Ferrari. The 4 Hours of Monza is underway. Gilbert with the inside line down to the first chicane, holding the lead ahead of Nico Lapierre in the 21 Dragon Speed entry. G-Drive United Autosports battle for third, door to door. In the packed field, several LMP3 cars take to the escape road to avoid first lap carnage. As Gilbert pulls away, Nico Lapierre holds off Ugo de Sadeler and the fast-starting Giorgio Senna-Giotto. He's having a good run early on at home in the Villorba Corsa number 47 machine. Looking for a way past de Sadeler and a United Autosports car. The GT lead battle this time does feature Ferrari. Aaron Scott sweeps around Christian Ried's Porsche in this Spirit of Race number 55 machine. And there's trouble in LMP3. Alexander Talcanizza Jr. clattered from behind by Eric Debar in the Panis Barthez machine. And that will bring out a full course yellow.
Track is back to green.
At the restart, Giorgio Senna-Giotto has his hands full trying to get by Nico Lapierre for third place as the Graf Racing entries run 1-2 until Richard Bradley peels over to the side of the track.
I've got a car on the grass at T5 exit, drivers left entering T6.
Bradley fires the car back up and rejoins. Enzo Gilbert stays in at the first round of pit stops and rejoins in fourth place behind Nico Lapierre. Ugo de Sadeler now leads for United Autosports from Mima Rojas in the G-Drive car with Andrea Roda in third. In comes de Sadeler to hand over the lead United Autosports car to teammate Will Owen. That cycles Nico Lapierre through to the lead in the 21 Dragon Speed car. Ahead of GTE leader Aaron Scott, there's trouble in the Lesmos. Sean Rahal and Alexander Talcanizza Sr. make contact. Rahal in the number 2 United Autosports car, trying to put a lap on the AT Racing machine. But the contact puts them both in the gravel, and it's rallycross time. And here comes Fernando Reis spinning in the Labra Corvette.
Full course yellow, full course yellow. We're off to green.
M Racing YMR's Ricky Capo leads LMP3 narrowly ahead of Giorgio Mondini for Euro International. There's trouble at turn 1 for Andres Mendez in the Oregon car. He loses it under braking and clatters the barriers as the number 15 RLR Motorsport car spins trying to avoid the 21 Dragon Speed. JMW Motorsport's Rob Smith in second place ahead of Roman Brondela in the Labra Competition Corvette. Leo Russell grabs second place in LMP2 from Roberto Lacorte in the Villorba Corsa de Lara. And the Frenchman is on the move, soon grabbing the lead from teammate Henrik Hedman in the 21 Dragon Speed entry. There's trouble for the GTE leader, Duncan Cameron's Ferrari being wheeled back into the garage. But Ferrari is still in charge at Monza. JMW's Rob Smith leads the field. Le Castellet hands over the leading number 22 G-Drive entry to teammate Ryo Hirakawa after a great stint from the young Frenchman. The G-Drive car is being run by Elton Julian's Dragon Speed entry alongside its regular number 21 car. LMP3's second place car at Silverstone, the number 17 Ultimate Machine with Jean-Baptiste Lahaye, putting the moves in on Davide Uboldi's Euro International car to grab third.
Rio, box this lap. We have a drive-through.
The penalties for not slowing quickly enough under full course yellow, but they are back out of the pit lane and still in the lead. Their teammates are battling for second. Ben Hanley all over Anders Fjordback's high-class racing entry until he squeezes by in traffic.
Leader on the last lap.
Strong strategy calls and a superb stint by Le Castellet in the middle of the race with strong efforts from the rest of the team have put G-Drive in front. The final lap, the final corner. Ryo Hirakawa will exit the Parabolica. The checkered flag awaits. G-Drive Racing win the 4 Hours of Monza ahead of sister car the number 21 Dragon Speed with high-class racing in third.
I'm so proud about my team, Dragon Speed G-Drive Racing. We had a big obstacle at the end with the drive-through penalty, but everybody drove so well that we were able to compensate it with good driving from my teammates.
G-Drive takes the lead in LMP2 ahead of United Autosports and High Class, with the top three in the series coming from 3 different chassis manufacturers. M Racing YMR wins in LMP3.
Have our first victory in this car and first one of the season. It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of the team. They have worked so hard. They are here all day and night, and I'm glad we got to put on a good show for them all, and I'm really proud of the team today.
It's a 1-2 for Ivan Muller's team, their Norma finishing ahead of their Ligier, with Ultimate taking third spot. And with 2 podiums in a row, Ultimate are now the new LMP3 leaders. Monza's winners are tied for second with the number 3 United Autosports car ahead of number 2. Victory in GTE goes to JMW Motorsport as it retires the old lady of the scene. It's Ferrari 458.
Brilliant. This was an amazing win for the car. It's an absolute fairy tale.
In second, TF Sport, the Silverstone winners, and the other Aston, Beach Dean's 99 car, the 26 champions, finish in third. The second podium of the season keeps Michelin Le Mans Cup graduates Sally Yolick, Ewan Hankey and TF Sport, together with co-driver Nicky Thiem, in the lead of the GTE standings. The third round of the season is in Austria, a month after the 24 Hours of Le Mans, where the European Le Mans Series teams fared well. 7 cars in the top 15, and JMW Motorsport winning in the GTE AM class. On the LMP2 pole, Le Castellet for G-Drive, LMP3 headed by David Drew for Duquesne, and the GTE pole sitter is Giorgio Roda. As the race gets underway, the orange and black G-Drive car holds the advantage from fellow front row starter and garage mate, the number 21 Dragon Speed entry. Everybody makes it safely through corner one, not without using a bit of extra road, and then it's up to the tricky turn 3. Race leader Leo Russell leading from pole after a perfect start, but Hugo de Sadeler sneaks into second inside Nico Lapierre, who drifts out wide and loses third too to Timothy Beret in the Panis Barthez machine. Lapierre counterattacks immediately, but the red and black machine stays in third. Timothy Beret has his nose in front and doesn't want to give the place back. In 14th place is the new LMP3 leader Mikkel Jensen for AT Racing. And behind more than 24 prototypes, the GTE field is being led by Christian Ried in the 77 Proton Competition Porsche. Leader Leo Russell is pulling clear of the second place battle of Hugo de Sadeler, Timothy Beret and Nico Lapierre. Having lost the LMP3 lead at the start, pole sitter David Drew in Duquesne Engineering's number 7 car was desperate to hang on to second, but pressure from Sean Rahal in the number 2 United Autosports machine finally paid off, and he swept by into second place. In the battle for third place overall, Nico Lapierre finally found a way past Timothy Beret's Panis Barthez car.
Car 6 slow, he lost the rear left wheel, the whole wheel came out.
Poor Ross Kaiser, exactly the same thing had already happened to him in qualifying. An early pit stop for the race leader. Leo Russell out of the G-Drive car, handing over to Memo Rojas. And that gives United Autosports and Hugo Sadeler the lead of the race. Into the pits from third, Nico Lapierre. The Frenchman stays in, taking on fuel only to try and gain track position. De Sadeler also stays in, no tyres for him either. United Autosports will retain the lead. Still in charge in LMP3, Mikkel Jensen for AT Racing. The LMP3 car's yet to stop. And it's the same story in GTE. Yet to stop Aaron Scott, leading for Spirit of Race. He's comfortably ahead in a Ferrari 1-2-3. And the battle for second place rages between Giorgio Roda and Jody Fannin. Fanning in the JMW machine on the grass, trying to get by. The faster traffic definitely didn't help him there, but as the leaders sweep by, Roda leaves the door open, and the JMW Ferrari is by in a shot. SMP Racing had joined in just for this one race, Igor Orodchev showing their pace, passing Mimo Rojas in the G-Drive car for third. Time for the GTE pit stops. In comes the leader Aaron Scott, handing over the Spirit of Race Ferrari to Duncan Cameron. Christian Ried bails out of the 77 Proton Porsche to give it to Joel Kamatias as Giorgio Roda exits the 51 Ferrari, handing over to Gianluca Roda. JMW briefly inherit the lead before Jody Fannin hands over to Rob Smith. Nico Lapierre in Dragon Speed's number 21 car is closing fast on the race leader Hugo de Sadeler for United Autosports. They're just a second apart, both double stinting tyre and driver. In the GTE category, the Ferrari battle rages on as Rob Smith squeezes by Duncan Cameron to grab the lead. It's a battle of Italian cars, British drivers and British teams. Mimo Rojas hands over the third place G-Drive car to the team's sporting manager Nicolas Minassian, the experienced French ace standing in for Ryo Hirakawa, who's racing for Toyota in the Japanese Super GT series. And Henrik Hedman takes over the number 21 Dragon Speed car from second spot. Before long, Minassian has caught Hedman and he pounces, grabbing third place. The the fabulous Red Bull Ring in the heart of Austria's magnificent Styrian mountains, again producing exceptional racing. Nicola Schatz squeezes inside Davide Uboldi to grab the LMP3 lead in the number 7 Duqueine engineering machine. The battle at the front of GTE is still an all-Ferrari one. This time it's Aaron Scott who takes the lead from Johnny Cocker, the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari squeezing by JMW Motorsport's 66 car. The 66 Ferrari won the AM class at Le Mans a month earlier with Rob Smith, Will Stevens and Dries Van Tor, and Johnny Cocker is soon back in front of Aaron Scott. Trouble for the 21 Dragon Speed car. It stops on track, bringing out the full course yellows. As they go back to green, the battle continues, but there's contact. Nicolas Schatz in the number 7 Duqueine engineering car hits Jody Fannin, and in a confusion, Matt Griffin finds a way around on the inside. The LMP3 car is barely any quicker than the Ferraris through the twists and turns, but Griffin has seized the advantage as it presented itself. Felipe Albuquerque sweeps out of the final corner to greet the checkered flag as United Autosports win the 4 hours of the Red Bull Ring, their second victory of the season. And on the roads, they clinch LMP3 with the number 2 car, but a penalty is applied and it's dropped to second. GTE victory goes to the Spirit of Race Ferrari, with JMW close behind in second spot.
First of all, I need to say thanks to United for the great pit stop in the end and the way it worked. For these two young boys, they are doing an amazing job. Hugo did a great start, going to the front, Will holding on. And now in the end, I was pushing a lot to catch the P1.
G-Drive finish in second, the number 39 Graf car in third position, which means that G-Drive still leads the points, but United are closing. High Class and Graf Racing tied for third. Despite their penalty, United Autosports still lead, tied with Ultimate. M Racing Weimar is 2 points behind. And the GTE winner is the Spirit of Race Ferrari.
It was an amazing race. But Aaron and Duncan did a brilliant job. The team were awesome. We just ran flawlessly the whole race, and it was maximum attack, and it worked out. It was great.
Third place in Austria sees TF Sport retain their GTE points lead, JMW shaping up as their main rival.
On the great start of the formation lap for the 4 hours of Le Castellet.
Ben Hanley was on the LMP2 pole in France for Dragon Speed. In LMP3 it was Ross Kaiser for 360 Racing and the GTE poleman Aaron Scott in the Spirit of Race Ferrari. It was another front row lockout for Dragon Speed.
We have started the 4 hours. We have started the 4 hours at Le Castellet.
As they fan out 7 or 8 wide, Leo Russell, Ben Hanley and Enzo Gibert dispute the lead into the first corner. Hanley sneaking in front of his Dragon Speed teammate as Hugo de Sadelaire moves up into 4th place in the 32 United Autosports car. But his move to the front wasn't to last long. He'd already got by Matavos Isakian in the SMP Racing number 27. But as de Sadelaire braked for the chicane Nord, he was clattered off by Andrea Bellicchi with a rash lunge in the Villorba car. De Sadelaire would drop down to 18th place. De Sadelaire the innocent victim here, as Bellicchi completely misjudges the braking point. Ben Hanley was intent in streaking away in the lead, leaving the G-Drive car to battle with Graf Racing. Further back, the other Graf car was in a squabble with Matt McMurray in the Algarve Pro machine, but McMurray jumped the curbs and spun out. Christian Ried had snatched the GTE lead in the Proton competition Porsche, but poleman Aaron Scott in the Spirit of Race Ferrari was eager to get back past, and into the final corner he slipped up the inside, leaving the German to deal with Ross Gunn and the Beech Dean Aston behind. At the first stops, race leader Ben Hanley handed over the 21 Dragon Speed car to teammate Henrik Hedman. Le Castellet brought the G-Drive car into the pits as the leader to hand over to Memo Rojas. Graf Racing brought Enzo Gibert in the number 39 machine, but with no driver change, he came out of the pits in front, in second spot after Matevos Isekian took the lead for SMP Racing after a great stop by the team. Alex Kapadia led in LMP3 in RLR's number 15 Ligier Nissan.
Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Alexander Talkanitsa Jr. had been forced to abandon ship as the car ran out of steam on the long Mistral straight. The full course yellow triggered a rush for the pits. LMP3 leader Alex Kapadia had just gone by the pit entry when it was thrown, and that could cost them the lead. The GTE leader, Aaron Scott, out, Duncan Cameron stepping in. And better late than never, Alex Kapadia brought in the LMP3 leading machine to hand over to John Ferrano.
3, 2, 1. Track is back to green. Track is back to green.
Nicolas Schatz was under pressure for second in LMP3. Sean Rahal in the number 2 United Autosport machine went outside, then inside in the final 2 turns to grab the spot. Soon, Rahal was hunting down leader John Ferrano, and as LMP2 cars made their way through, it masked Rahal's approach. He followed his own teammate Will Owen through the gap, catching Ferrano by surprise and grabbing the LMP3 lead. SMP Racing's number 27 Dallara had appeared last time out of the Red Bull ring. The race leader, Matevos Isekian, brought the car in off the schedule of everyone else, and Igor Orodchev took over. The Russian team had a completely different fueling strategy, and it was working wonders. They were clear out front. Behind the Flying Russians, the battle raged between Dragon Speed and Graf. The Ferraris now held the upper hand in GTE. Aaron Scott's 55 Spirit of Race machine more than half a minute ahead of Johnny Cocker for JMW, with Nicky Thiem in the TF Sport Aston a minute behind in third.
Full course yellow. We are under full course yellow.
The unfortunate victim, poleman Ross Kaiser, the LMP3 360 racing machine rolling to a halt. SMP was leading comfortably, Matevos Isekian over a minute ahead of G-Drive's Leo Russell. With perfect tyre management, the Russian team had managed fewer stops. John Falk led LMP3 in the number 2 United Autosports Ligier, while Matt Griffin in the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari was over a minute ahead of championship leaders TF Sport with Ewan Hankey in the Aston Martin. It had been a remarkable performance by SMP Racing and their 2 young Russian stars. They claimed victory in the 4 Hours of Le Castellet.
Checkered flag on the leader. Car 27 has taken the checkered flag.
Feels amazing. Team did everything right. We didn't do any mistake. And yeah, that's the result we were aiming for, and yeah, really happy that we got it.
G-Drive now had a 12-point advantage at the top of the LMP2 Championship, with the number 39 Graf Racing entry up to third thanks to another podium finish. In LMP3, the number 2 United Autosports team claimed their second win from 4 races.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that was awesome. We obviously were struggling in qualifying in the first set, and over the long term the race came to us. Yeah, fantastic result, super excited.
The American duo now boasted a 12-point lead over the number 18 M Racing YMR machine as Ultimate slipped to third after a difficult weekend. In GTE, the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari claimed a second consecutive victory.
We just had a great car today. Like, honestly, our job was pretty easy because our engineer Luca just was really on the case all weekend. He told us what to do and we just did our job, eh? So it was really good, really happy.
Second place gave TF Sport a 9-point advantage over JMW, but the Spirit of Race Ferrari was right in the hunt as well.
We're very lucky to be here at Spa, and I think you could ask any driver up and down the pit lane and they'd say that Spa-Francorchamps is the best track in the world.
It's super special. I mean, you look at all the history here. Every single time you come in here, you get like that little bit of butterflies in your stomach.
It's a sort of circuit that every corner has its own character.
The elevation changes are phenomenal.
Every driver will say that Eau Rouge is fantastic.
When you get the compression into the car, the G-force pushing you down, it's like something you've never felt before.
Something that is always a challenge, that is never easy no matter what car you have.
It's always frightening at Spa. You know, you've got the trees here, but you've got the barriers in close proximity, high-speed corners, but that's why we love it here. It's awesome.
Once more, Ben Hanley would start the number 21 Dragon Speed car from the LMP2 pole. Mikkel Jensen in the number 980 racing machine was the LMP3 pole sitter, and the GTE pole, well, that had gone to Proton Competition and Matteo Cairoli. In perfect conditions, the massive field rolled up to the start for the 4 hours of Spa-Francorchamps.
The race start. We have started the 4 hours of Spa. We have started the 4 hours of Spa.
And there was trouble immediately. Leo Russell locking up in the G-Drive car, running out wide and rejoining in third. Hugo de Sadeler making the best start from fourth on the grid to grab the lead from Jonathan Hershey in the 39 Graf car as others regained the track. Leo Russell on the inside of Jonathan Hershey, up to second. The GTE lead battle was just as ferocious. Joel Kamatias in the Proton Porsche had started it from pole. Aaron Scott grabbing the inside line at La Source to take the lead for the Spirit of Race Ferrari team. How exactly did Hugo de Sadeler get into the lead? Well, he anticipated the outbreaking battle in front, went to the inside and found his way down the hill ahead of everyone else. And he was still the leader as they came to the first round of pit stops. Thanks to a radically different strategy, G-Drive now found its way to the front. Leo Russell had stopped early and took the lead. Suddenly, there was drama. Andrea Roda in the Algarve Pro Racing machine had had a huge accident on the exit of Pouhon. In the tyre barriers, the car stopped in almost its own length. Luckily, the driver was uninjured, but the safety car would be needed to remove the wreckage. As the safety car was scrambled, Leo Russell in the G-Drive car made a second pit stop.
Deployed. Safety car deployed. Safety car on track.
The team was really thinking on its feet.
This is not a full course yellow. The speed is not limited to 80 kilometers an hour. So, gentlemen, please line up behind the safety car.
Once more, Hugo de Sadeler brought the number 32 United Autosports machine into the pits as the race leader to hand over to Will Owen. Midway through the 4 hours, the lead changed yet again. James Allen in the number 40 Graf machine, passing Will Owen to take the lead. Graf had been unlucky since Silverstone. Could they cling on and claim victory this time out? Their luck continued to hold into the final hour. James Allen pitting from the lead to hand over to Richard Bradley for the final sprint to the flag. Ryo Hirakawa in the out-of-sequence G-Drive number 22 machine retook the lead, but thanks to both great pace and great strategy, Richard Bradley would once more get back in front. Hirakawa closed right onto his tail in the final laps, but it was not to be enough, and the Graf Racing team clinched its first ever LMP2 win with the number 40 machine. G-Drive second, ahead of SMP.
What a race, you know. I promise you, I didn't try to make it that exciting on purpose, you know. I prefer the boring ones, but that was incredible. I mean, with all the drama at the beginning and the way it finished, and the whole team's done a fantastic job. I think it's a win that's been coming with our speed through the year, and it was, what a race. I'm still a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. Over the moon, though.
A great result for Bradley and teammates James Allen and Gustavo Yakiman. The G-Drive trio looking disappointed with second. A win could so nearly have given them the title. The gap in the championship now 18 points between G-Drive Racing and United Autosports, who only finished 4th in Spa. So it'll be a 2-horse race for the title battle in Portimão. AT Racing's number 9 machine claimed LMP3 victory. Another team that has managed to shake off its gremlins and had a clean race from pole position.
It's a great win. I think we have to say thank you to the mechanics. The car was awesome. Mikkel did a great job. Like, he basically put us in the position to win today. So yeah, great victory.
Talkenica father and son, joined by Mikkel Jensen on the top step. Duquesne Engineering's number 7 machine, their best result in second, while third for the number 2 United Autosports car left them 19 points ahead of M Racing YMR before the season finale in Portimão. Another 2-horse race. Victory in GTE for the 51 Spirit of Race Ferrari wasn't just their first win, it was also their first podium trip.
Georgie did a really good first stint, and this probably was the key for the final result.
Bertolini, Mastronardi and Roda, a full Italian crew in an Italian car on the top step. JMW's Ferrari in second place, and Beechstein's Aston taking third. All of which promises a nerve-jangling decider in Portimão, as 5 teams still have a chance to win the GTE title. The final race of the season will decide all the European Le Mans Series titles, and the pressure is palpable. The LMP2 pole sitter Fabian Barthez in the 23 Panis Barthez competition car, Mikkel Jensen again on pole for AT Racing in LMP3, and the GTE pole sitter Aaron Scott in the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari. Nerves are on edge. Cars rushing up the hill thinking the race has started, locking up to avoid accidents. The red lights still on. And then the season finale is underway.
Start to the 4 hours of Portimão.
They fan out 5, 6, 7, 8 wide. Hugo de Sadeler slipping up to second behind Fabian Barthez, the poleman making a great start. De Sadeler, though, soon putting the number 32 United Autosport car in front, with Leo Russell, the championship leader, in third. But not for long. Russell soon putting in a move for second on the World Cup winning French goalkeeper. Joel Camatias again grabbed the lead from Aaron Scott in GTE, but was speared by Tony Forney in the Oregon LMP2 car. With the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari out front and hunting for the title, there was trouble for their sister 51 machine.
3, 2, 1, full course yellow, 80 kilometers an hour.
GT leader Aaron Scott handed over his Ferrari to Duncan Cameron as Jody Fannin brought in the JMW car from third to give it to Rob Smith. The race leader was G-Drive's number 22 machine, Le Castellet, handing over to Memo Rojas. At United Autosports, Hugo de Sadeler stayed in, giving him the pit lane advantage. And before Rojas got to the exit, out came the number 40 Graf Racing entry of James Allen. Allen was soon on the attack, piling the pressure on de Sadeler and grabbing the lead as the Swiss driver ran out wide at the first corner. Hitting from the lead, Allen handed the number 40 machine over to Gustavo Jackermann, the team enjoying their form at the end of the year. And before long, Jackermann too was on the attack. Once more, the victim, the 32 United Autosports car, as he moved through to take the lead. In the Porsche, Christian Ried was under pressure for the GTE lead. Will Stevens scything up the inside in a 66 JMW Motorsport Ferrari, and then Aaron Scott going through the open door in the 55 Spirit of Race car. But then, trouble.
The yellow flags at D6, 55 is stopped on driver's left.
Aaron Scott got the car going once more, but the clouds of smoke were not a good omen. The car was pushed into the garage. Their title hopes over. And they weren't the only team whose hopes would be dashed.
15 laps, stop at the garage, 55 seconds, stop and go penalty for us.
Will Owen coming in because of speeding in the pit lane. Probably the end of the United Autosport team's LMP2 title hopes. Out front, Graf Racing still led with James Allen at the wheel. LMP3 Championship leader John Falk tried a rash move on rival Romano Ricci for M Racing YMR. The battle for second did not go the way the American had hoped. The number 32 United Autosports car was also in a tight battle with Richard Bradley in the 40 Graf Racing machine. Bradley grabbing the lead from Will Owen. Then a huge crash.
Pit entry is blocked by debris.
Replays showed Paul Petit losing the Graf Racing number 39 entry on the exit of the final corner. Luckily the car did its job and he survived unscathed. Second place behind the sister number 3 United Autosport car will be enough for John Falk in number 2 to secure the LMP3 title. Richard Bradley brought the number 40 Graf Racing car across the line for their second straight win, enough to take third place in the standings. In second, United Autosports would be title runners-up because fourth was enough to give G-Drive the LMP2 title. Proton grabbed their first win in GTE with the Porsche, runners-up JMW securing both titles.
There were ups, there were downs, there were crashes, and an amazing end, and the overall aim was to win the championship, and job done.
Third place was just not quite enough for TF Sport, who'd led the championship all season long, but lost it in the final race. JMW swept up both the team's title and the driver's crown with Jody Fannin and Rob Smith. In LMP3, United Autosports claimed its second consecutive title with the number 2 Ligier, this time with American duo John Falk and Sean Rahal.
I mean, I finally can hold back the tears. You know, we're just really blessed to be here and blessed to have this chance with United Autosports. I mean, it's been an insane year, and words can't describe how fortunate I feel. It's amazing. Just, you know, it seems it's going to be great for a few months, and then we're going to be back to work on next year. So we got to make sure that we come back. But yeah, wow, biggest accomplishment in racing for me yet.
After an unfortunate season, the sister car number 3, Mark Patterson, Wayne Boyd and Christian England, finished on a high on the top step of the podium. The two United Autosports cars are both in the season's top 3, with M Racing YMR's number 18 car in second place. Regular podium finishes but no wins just weren't enough. G-Drive Racing secured a second consecutive LMP2 title with a different team and different lineup. We did it. We all worked so hard, we gave everything, we did such a great job. It's so emotional. The new LMP2 cars provided exceptional racing. Orica, Ligier and Dallara each having chassis in the top 4. And the driver's title, that goes to Leo Russell and Memo Rojas. The award ceremony took place a few hours after the race, teams and drivers relaxing in true endurance family spirit. But the battle lines will be redrawn in April at Le Castellet for the official test, and then the first round of a brand new season of the European Le Mans Series.